On today's show, we're going to talk about, should your credit score be included when you're speed dating?
No, that is not what we're talking about. We are talking about credit scores, but how they got to where they're at and how they can affect your life.
Hello, my name is Barry Horvath, and this is Moving Forward TV, your local market update.
And I am Delane Gaston. Thanks for joining us today. On today's show, we are going to be talking about one of the most frequently asked topics that we get on a daily basis, credit scoring. How they got to where they're at and all of that. And because it is such a big topic, we're going to take the next couple of weeks to kind of go into all of that with you.
And we're going to discuss the real impact of how your credit score can affect the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a fast summary here. Credit scores run typically or always between 350 and 850.
And for what it's worth, there is no such thing as an 850. I get people asking me that all the time. How come I'm not an 850? That's really just a starting place. They start at 850 and they work their way down from there.
Let me explain to them in terms they can understand. Guys, you'll appreciate this. Every woman, when you first see her and you meet her, she's out, she's all dolled up, she's looking good, she's looking sweet, and you just love her, and she's all looking, she's a 10, okay? Then you get her home, you turn on the lights, she starts taking off, she takes off the makeup, the curlers are up in her hair, her scores go down from there. Then you find out, oh my gosh, she's got kids. What is this? Oh, what is all this credit card debt she's got?
Okay, you know.
She's got baggage. She keeps going down from there. Now she's a 5. Wait a minute, this girl's getting worse, isn't she? All right, you guys get the point now, right?
Let's get back to what the real things that do, opposed from curlers in your hair and makeup. The real things. Let's talk about what is considered on your credit report and what is not considered. More importantly, what is not. People are always surprised to find out what is not considered on their credit score. So do you want to take the nots or do you want to take the do's?
I'm always the not.
He's the not guy. All right. The things that are considered on your credit report, inquiries on your credit report. Every time somebody pulls a credit report on you, that's going to affect your score. Collection accounts, obviously, if you're not paying something, that's going to show. Public records, in other words, if you had a bankruptcy, a foreclosure, a judgment, something like that, that's going to affect your scores. Trade lines, what they mean by trade lines, when you hear your lenders talking about trade lines, that is your car payment, your credit cards, your mortgage, your student loans, personal loans, that kind of thing. Anything that reports on a monthly basis, just those things. What are the things that don't report?
Okay, what doesn't report is if you're with a girl that's a 10 or if she's a 4, they don't report. Oh, that's
Stick
not.
to the script.
Oh, sorry. Okay, age or gender does not affect your credit score.
Right.
I don't know why it would. Your address or the time at your address, that does not affect your score.
Right.
Your income does not affect your score.
People always think it does.
And it really doesn't, because we would have like a 2, right?
Yeah, I know. Minus.
Your utility bills, you know, how you pay those, like Bright House and your cable, electric, your cell phone, all those things.
Do not affect your score.
And of course,
unless you go delinquent on them.
And they go to a collection. That's a whole nother story. That's another show. And of course, your auto insurance and your health insurance, those premiums, those don't report whatsoever.
Okay, so on the do list, the things that, how much do these things affect your credit score? You know, the funny thing is I'm always getting people say to me, I don't know, don't put my credit because I don't want an inquiry on my credit report. That really is such a tiny impact. Normally it's that they have credit issues.
No. The 10 you were with last night, she doesn't want you to know that she's really a 2 underneath all that makeup.
You know, what if it's a guy, you know, and he looks like great and then he takes his teeth out when you get home and he takes his hair off and stuff like that.
Oh, you had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
All right, back to what we're talking about.
Yeah, all of a sudden you want to go back to what we're talking about.
You know how I feel about that.
All right, how much do these things affect your credit? The very first one, the top one, is the payment history. So that inquiry isn't going to be as big an impact. The payment history affects your credit score 35%.
And outstanding debt is second. It's 30% of that affects your credit score.
Credit length, I tell people this all the time, how long you've been in the credit bureau, that affects your score by 15%. So if you just open up a whole bunch of credit cards now, it's going to affect your score, you know, not well. But if you've been in the, you know, I always tell people don't close out your oldest trade line.
Keep it open.
Even if you have like an Exxon credit card from like, you know, 1982, keep it open, even if you don't use it. I don't know.
I don't have an Exxon
Keep
credit
it
card.
open because it helps your score. The longer something is on there, it helps your score.
And here's yours. Inquiries. It's only 10%, folks.
Yeah, it's not that big of an impact. Now, what that basically means, don't run out to every single store, Sears, Penny's, everybody under the sun, and open up a card.
Or Exxon.
That can hurt your score. And then the last thing on here is your credit mix. That's 10%. What that basically means is don't just have just car loans. They want to see you mix up a little bit. They want to see you have some credit cards, car loans.
See me mix up.
They want to have you have stuff. Yeah, you're already mixed up.
So having a good score versus a mediocre score can have a lot of different impacts on your life.
Right.
Your auto insurance rates. In fact, according to the Insurance Institution, is that what it's called?
They are an institution.
Yeah, those people, you could save $115 a year by having better credit.
Right.
$60 a year on your homeowner's insurance by having better credit. So right there, that's a big difference.
And getting it at all. People don't realize sometimes you can apply to certain insurance companies. They're going to deny you if you have,
And they're going to go.
if you put mediocre credit.
And not to mention, if you're out there trying to rent, your landlord,
Right.
he may or may not rent you because they will pull your credit today.
Or charge you a higher deposit
Yes.
if your credit is just so sad.
Now, check this out because I got
Check
some
this
real
out.
numbers. This is a 2013 case studies. You guys know I love numbers. Yeah. She was never a 10, by the way. All right, this is the Smiths. They're my favorite people. They had a 760 credit score. They applied for a mortgage, and they got a 3.66 interest rate.
Great rate.
Yeah, and then the
Great score.
Jones family over here, they got a 620 credit score, and they applied for a mortgage, and they got a 5.27 interest rate.
And yes, that can happen.
So get this, on a $200,000 30-year fixed rate mortgage, the increased interest rate due to higher perceived risk by the lender would cost the Jones an additional $2,280 a year, adding up to $68,400 over the life of the loan.
That's a lot of money.
What do you think?
That's a lot of money. Keep your scores up.
And keep your makeup on.
Okay, be sure to come back next week as we continue our continuing series on credit scores and where they are, how they got there, and more importantly, how to change them.
Don't change for me, okay? Listen, on July 12th, which is a Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to do a live feed
Yes.
covering all this credit stuff.
Yes.
And hopefully,
You can call in on that and ask your questions. We get these all the time. That's our show. Make sure you share this show. We are out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, all those things. Please get this show out to everyone. This can help everyone. We are Today and Every Day.
moving forward.
We will see everybody next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.